Welcome to another episode of Ellie Goldsmith Inspired. This is episode 47. How exciting, we're moving along. And we have the opportunity today from Jerusalem, the Holy Yerushalayim, to give over a very important message of Emuna and unity in the flow vibe. I'm going to flow forward for a certain vision I have. I'll explain very briefly what Emuna means. Emuna means belief in English, but it has a much deeper context of intrinsic knowledge of something that is beyond, that the creator, the godly spark within has an intrinsic knowledge of its creator, that it's one and it's binding, and there is a feeling that everything is for the good, and this is an understanding and a knowledge and an intellectual acceptance has Emuna, and this all comes together with the concept of unity. So in Hebrew that would be achdut, which is unity. Unity is joining everything together, unification of everything. This unification is a feeling of truth. And remember, these feelings aren't just like emotional, there's a certain musag, like understanding of the lave that's of the heart, that's deep knowledge, a deep knowing, intrinsic belief that's very deep founded part of every person. And for many people it can be covered up in many layers of all kinds of challenges and insecurities, midah, character issues, which we all share in some way or form, which is one of the reasons why we're here, to work on all that stuff. But underneath all that is an intrinsic belief in who we are and what our purpose, what we are. It's a very deep place, and from there comes the truth of our mission and the ability to accomplish everything we do in life. It's a very important understanding to have Emuna. It's a big light in the world, and it's something which, with Emuna and unity, we can actually have a vision of what's to come. So once we've clarified that now, we'd like to, in a very brief way, we'd like to go ahead and put the vision out there, what we can do with Emuna and unity as people if we're working on this. So we have Emuna, and there are teachers of Emuna, people who bring that light out. Those teachers of Emuna are very important for our generation, because there's a lot of teachers of the opposite of Emuna. There's a lot of teachers of distractions and things that guide us away from who we truly are and what we truly can do. And the key to happiness is obviously bound up with Emuna. So Emuna is what we're going to work on with these Emuna teachers, these teachers of Emuna. We're going to share this, and it's going to be done in a bigger and bigger level, to the point where Emuna can come together with everybody, and everything that we are doing together is an opportunity for make unity. Why? Because on this intrinsic level there's unification. And so if we're understanding this Emuna aspect of ourselves truly, we're able to unify with everybody and everything, even the people that seem to have a difficulty or seem to push us away in some way, the opposite. On a deeper level, there's always that unification, there's always that ability to bind and be bound together through this unification. So how do we do that practically? So there's many ways. One is through obviously education, through learning together, to join together in different discussions online, and through videos and shiurim classes, an opportunity to meet together and hear these Emuna teachers like I'm involved with personally with Rav Orish, or the musicians I'm involved with, like Nis and Black, different people of Emuna, and we join them together through different larger opportunities of connection, either through their classes that you can hear online, or their music, or concerts, or different public opportunities to get together. Then there's the idea to have Emuna that there's within all the different people around you can also develop this Emuna and become teachers in their own way. And this is something which is very powerful, because to put it onto a few individuals makes us limited, because those people can only be at certain places at certain times, and only have their message in their certain way that relates to certain people. Whereas if everybody starts developing their Emuna to the point where they can start to share it with others, this idea of Emuna, of intrinsic godliness and oneness, then this can give us the power to join together on a larger scale. And what it does is it gives Emuna, gives us the ability to basically shine light, to shine belief into what we're doing, and to have it based on a value that's completely true and binding us to the ultimate truth. And that gives us power to once we have value system, then the power that we have is given over to a greater good, which is something which is very powerful in itself and empowering for each person, because the more we let go of power, the more we have connection to the ultimate power, and that is the the truth, the intrinsic Emuna from within. It's not some person or some controlling negative thing. It's something which is powerful in its lack of control, in by handing ourselves over to a flow, a universal flow of unification. So this sounds a little bit complicated, but it can be done through joining together different people who believe this and constantly developing. It's happening as we speak on an revolutionary level. We see it out there through the internet, through the global world, and we'll see it within each people around and around through the individuals meeting and the overall guiding flow of life that we join together when we need to. But there is a need to somewhat make an effort, because that obviously forces the other direction. So we have to try with our Emuna to push forward and create that Emuna Unity Flow. We'll talk more about it, how it can be done practically, and you're welcome to ask any questions. Send me an email to Unity Inspires Projects. This is something which I feel very deep will make a change, and by clarifying that Emuna and Achdus, unity and belief, is a very powerful fundamental Emuna flows.